This crazy Liverpool gangster killed a rival drug dealer and then escaped from prison after being jailed. Gangland murderer Sean Walmsley was serving a life sentence at HMP Liverpool for a shockingly brutal murder when he escaped from Aintree Hospital with the help of two masked accomplices toting an Uzi submachine gun and a machete. Sean was a member of the so-called Vale Heads from the Walton Vale area of Liverpool. Alongside drug dealer Christopher Kenny, they were key players in the large-scale drug trafficking operation, and they peddled drugs from Aberdeen to Dover and were believed to have had international links. Back in 2014, a rival drug dealer called Anthony Duffy was crazy enough to try and steal Christopher Kenny and Sean Walmsley's £60,000 crop house because he was annoyed they were putting pressure on his cousin over a drug debt. Anthony enlisted career burglar John Hoare to help him with the robbery, but John the Little Snake betrayed him and went to tell Christopher Kenny and Sean Walmsley what Anthony was planning to do. Fuming with what they were told, the two gangsters ordered John to lure Anthony Duffy out to the loop line path in Aintree to collect the drugs. On the day of the murder, on the 27th of May 2014, the court heard the killers met, and, as part of their plan, Sean Walmsley and Christopher Kenny brought bags of grass cuttings to the scene pretending it was the cannabis. Kirk Mello supplied them with a large knife and a gun with a silencer, which they test-fired in front of John Hoare. Anthony Duffy arrived and he was attacked. Anthony ran away begging for help from a couple who were walking nearby. But Christopher Kenny and Sean Walmsley caught up with him and stabbed him 28 times in a brutal assault. Anthony Duffy was found unconscious with multiple stab wounds. He later died in hospital from his injuries. Christopher Kenny and Sean Walmsley planned to escape to Amsterdam, but they were arrested after John Hoare gave their names to police when he was arrested, and he also implicated Kirk Mello. In court in June 2015, all four men were found guilty of murder. Christopher Kenny, Sean Walmsley and John Hoare were jailed for life with a minimum term of 30 years. Kirk Mello was also jailed for life with a minimum term of 22 years. Faced with the prospects of being locked up until he was in his late 50s, Sean Walmsley came up with a plot straight from a Hollywood film script. He complained of fake bowel problems and shed 4 stone in weight, tricking prison medics so he could be referred to specialists at Aintree Hospital. It was understood that a security lapse at one of his first hospital appointments had led Sean Walmsley to learn the date of his follow-up visit, allowing him to plan an ambush. On his next visit to the hospital on the 21st of February 2017, his two accomplices waited outside for 90 minutes before jumping into action as he got into a minicab transporting him and 3 prison guards. They threatened the guards with an Uzi submachine gun and a large machete. The guards released Sean Walmsley from his handcuffs and they fled the scene. They switched to a second vehicle, which was tracked to an address 35 miles away in Cheetham Hill, North Manchester, where it is believed he obtained new identity documents, a mobile phone, and went on the run. The game was finally up 18 months later, in August 2018. Armed police tracked him down in Leeds, and they swarmed around a vehicle carrying Sean Walmsley as a passenger. They tasered the killer when he resisted arrest. Sean Walmsley then said to the police, "Good job, boys," as he was taken into custody. He is now back behind bars and has a minimum term up until 2051 when he will be 62 years of age. Follow the page and leave a comment on any other criminal cases you'd like to see on the channel.